Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new Hytale video. For today's video, I want to go over why I think Hytale will be the next big game and why it will take over the gaming space, it'll take over the gaming community, and I think in the next 6 months, Hytale will just blow up and become the biggest thing, and we won't even know what will hit us. First off, before the video starts, I want to thank you guys so much for all the support on all my recent videos. It's been crazy and been really amazing to see, all the growth my channel has been seeing. Also, I'd like to apologize for any background noise. People are doing construction down the street, so if you hear like hammers or nail guns or whatever, that's what's happening. Before we get into this video, make sure to smack that like button and subscribe for more Hytale content. All right, starting off, Hytale, first of all, if we just have to look at the numbers. Hytale, the trailer, at the time of this recording, has over like 30 million views. It might be even more now. I haven't looked since a few days ago, but it has over 30 million views, and it's less than a month old. It's insane how much this game has exploded. Everyone's talking about it. People are going crazy. The hype is out of control, and that's the little thing I want to touch on. This game is super hyped up. So once they release the beta, if it's open or closed, people will just go crazy, but it has to live up to the expectations of the people. If not, it could, if it goes down the road of like Atlas or Ark or No Man's Sky or any of these games, even though they have turned around, or not Atlas, but like, No Man's Sky actually has turned around, which is good to see, but if it goes down one of those roads, the servers are buggy, it could be the demise of the game. But I don't think the Hypixel team and people over at Hypixel Studios will let that happen. They've seen the likes of No Man's Sky and Atlas and all these games, and they don't want to make those same mistakes. So I know, even if it's going to take a little longer, I know they'll produce a great game. All right, finally getting into some of the first kind of facts and points I want to go over. Minecraft, this is the first one I want to talk about. Minecraft is over 8 years old. It is such an old game. It is still popular. According to some articles and whatnot, Minecraft still is more popular than Fortnite, which is crazy to think. You're like, Minecraft's dead and all this stuff, but it actually gets more views. It not in the US or other English-speaking countries, but in like foreign countries, like Mexico and India and all these other places, it actually gets a lot more views than Fortnite, which is crazy to think, but you can't base everything off America, that's for sure. But the nostalgia factor, I played Minecraft years ago, and I stopped a couple years ago just because I got bored of it. And, after playing a game for 4, 5, 6 years, it starts to wear out. But Minecraft has stood the test of time, and it is still going strong. 8+ years, 8 years later. A lot of these games, they get all hyped up and they get spiked and then they fall down, and maybe a year later, like Pokémon GO. If you look at the trend of Pokémon GO, I think it was the summer of 2016, that game was so hyped. I went on like Google Trends and looked it up, and that summer it was just a big straight line. It shot up, and then literally after the summer it crashed down, just a big one spike, and that was it for the game. And it's because the community and the developers did not listen to the players, and that's why it died, I think. Other reasons too, just really hyped and whatnot. But a game like that, and even take Fortnite for example, Fortnite's going strong, and I don't see it dying anytime soon, but I think a lot of the players are starting to get bored of it, and the reason is, it's just one game. It's a battle royale game, and after you play it, like put hundreds of hours into it, you've done it all. And so, I think a lot of these players from Fortnite might hop over to Hytale and now give it a try at least. But that nostalgia factor, a lot of these players who quit Minecraft years ago, they'll come back to Hytale to experience what they played in their childhood or whatever, just because of the blocky art style, but it still has a little unique twist. It is going to be more story driven. It's going to have way more content in the single player community and just the adventure mode itself than Minecraft ever did, and this will just give players thousands of more hours. Minecraft is the game I easily have the most hours. I have 1,000+, if not more, in Minecraft. And a lot of that was played, just messing around in single player. But then after I got bored of that, I went over to multiplayer and the mini games, and I played that for years straight. So, that nostalgia factor will definitely bring players back and keep players playing Hytale. Next up, just more exploration. The story alone in Hytale will be crazy. I've heard a lot of people, going off and sharing all their opinions on the story. And I have a video probably coming out in the next week or so about my take on the story. So, subscribe for that. But this story, I think it's going to be great. I don't think they're going to force you to do it, but it's going to be like, you have this overarching story that you can kind of go along and progress as you do, but you can also just go explore, go adventure, go into the infinite lands and just go mess around. I think that will really help the game as well. Next up, you have the mini games in servers. What kept me coming back to Minecraft was the servers, playing factions, playing on Mineplex, playing on Hypixel, just playing servers with my friends or just kind of just hanging out with random people. But that's what allowed me to keep coming back. And unlike Fortnite or any other games where it's just one game mode, you can hop on a server and there's like 10 different game modes. There's 20 different game modes that you can try and mess around with, and they're always building more. It also just allows creators to create more content, which fuels the fire of the game and keeps it lasting longer. Even if you don't like playing, single player mode, you'll go in for the mini games, and I'm sure people will create some amazing mini games. I have some kind of cool ideas for different servers and stuff that I want to create. So, and especially with the game, they want to make it easy for people to create servers and hang out with their friends and mod and do all these other crazy stuff. So the servers will definitely help the game. Next up, I want to go a little more in depth about the modding. Hytale and the Hypixel studios don't want you to mod the client due to hacking and all these other stuff. And a lot of people have been talking about that as like a downfall, but I don't see it that way. I think, if you want to play with this story and you want to mod that, what you can do is you just go on to a server. You create a little server for yourself, and I'm sure there's a way for you to create a server without having to, pay for hosting or whatever. Just do it locally on your computer, and then you mod the server, and that's how you'll be able to mod the game, is with the servers. So the server will allow you can mod the servers, and then when you log into the server, the mods will be downloaded to your client. Hytale doesn't want you messing around with your own personal client due to changing that around and be able to hack on servers. So I think this is a good idea. And even though you can't, do your own mods, you can just create a server with your friends and then play it that way. And I think it's not that big of a deal. I don't know though. Maybe it will be, but I doubt it. Next up, I think the movie thing. A lot of people are overlooking the creation of movies and all this other stuff, but I think this is going to be a really big deal. It'll be really easy to go and create, like music videos or even shows. I've been thinking of ideas to like create some sort of Hytale like TV series or something. Not a TV series, but like a Hytale series where then you record with the in-game, movie and live capture system. And oh my god, that's gonna be so great. And this is just another way for creators to express themselves and just keep the fire and keep the hype rolling for Hytale. Next up, this is something that I think 2019 doesn't have enough of. And even though, we might have Cyberpunk 2077, a big game coming out this year, I don't know. I don't see a lot of younger kids playing it. I know Hytale is definitely geared towards a younger audience, but the older people will still hop on, even if it's cheap enough. If it's not super expensive, Cyberpunk's probably a $60 game, so I don't see a lot of people who are younger playing it, but people are getting bored of this specific genre. What I'm talking about is battle royale. I think I started playing Fortnite back in October. It released in September. I started playing in October when Skull Trooper was first released or whatever. I just stopped playing this last summer. This summer I just stopped playing. I was like done with the game. I never got really into the competitive modes or whatnot and trying to compete, but I just hop on with my friends and just mess around. And yeah, Fortnite can keep adding new items and new things, but it really affects the game overall. The planes were fun. I did hop on and mess around with all the planes and stuff, and going into dog fights, which was fun. But after you've done everything, even if Fortnite keeps adding vehicles or whatever, people are just going to get bored of it. And I think people are starting to get bored. Different creators and different Twitch streamers are starting to change up and play different games. And the Fortnite hype is still there, but it's definitely not as big as it used to be. That Fortnite hit its peak and now it's just starting to go down slowly, for sure. I don't see the game going anywhere for the next few years, but people are definitely getting bored, and they want something that they can adventure, and they put hundreds of hours and just play and have a good time. And I think Hytale is that game for everyone. Lastly, I want to talk about kind of my, not predictions, but kind of how I see Hytale going and how it will become the biggest game, quote unquote, we'll say. But I have a feeling that Hytale will release some sort of, I think they'll release a little closed beta for a small group of people, and they'll have them sign an NDA, you know, maybe like March or whatever, and they'll be testing the game. And then they'll release the game to kind of a broader audience, but only set it to, because they don't want to spoil the story. They want to, so they'll set the game so people can just play multiplayer. Then they will release a open beta in May. Now, I know a lot of people don't like these early access games, but that's essentially what they're going to do. They will release the game in early access. Minecraft was actually early access. So you'll purchase it for whatever the price will be, you know, 25, 30 bucks. And this will unlock the game to everyone. It'll be probably later in May, maybe June. Once kids are out of school and they're starting to get out of school or whatever, you know, Hytale will be released, and you know, everyone will be super hyped. I think in the first couple weeks, I think it can easily break 1 million players, if not more. And, you know, as the hype starts to grow and as more people start to get into it, you know, keep growing players. But then there'll be a little lull as, you know, it's maxed out on its hype train as it goes along. But I think then 6 months later, they will release a big update, or they will fully release the game and it'll be out of early access. This game has been in development, by the way, for 3 years. And once it's released, then right before Christmas season and all the other games from E3 or whatever are released, kids will go crazy. They'll want this game they'll ask their parents to, you know, get a little card or whatever and purchase them the game for, you know, 30 bucks. Their parents will do it because, you know, why not? 30 bucks isn't too bad. And then I think in 2020, this game will be even bigger as, you know, the hype has continued its circle and more people start hopping on, as a lot of the games like Fortnite and other big games at the moment have started to die down in like early 2020. You know, you'll start seeing probably big Twitch streamers, maybe even Ninja will hop on this, I don't know, but you know, they'll need to do something to keep their audience. So let me know down in the comments what you think. This is just kind of some of the stuff I was thinking of. Just let me know down in the comments. Do you think Hytale will be the next big thing, the next big game? Let me know down in the comments. And thank you so much for all the recent support on my videos. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a like and subscribe for more Hytale content, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace out.